Okay, this is Ferris Tucson. I'm going to do an introduction to the BE, an adaptive handgun module. And the first thing that fits on this contraption, and it is quite a contraption, is a plate that fits underneath the cushion of my wheelchair. And the only part you can see of it right now is this. Okay, so the first piece we're going to put in is a pole that mounts to the seat plate that's underneath my cushion. And then before we tighten that down, we're going to put in the next pole, which goes across. And I normally set it right on my armrest right here. And you can put little marks in it here for adjustment points. So go ahead and try to tighten these down now. Now the next piece that fits on determines the height of the mount and how much weight that it'll bear. And it slides right on here. And that's what this piece looks like. I'm going to let it pull towards me. It has 2 points of axis here that are adjustable on this plunger. One adjusts for the amount of weight that is on the end of this arm, and the other adjusts for how high it's going to hold that weight. So let's go ahead and put the pistol adapter on the end of this, and then push it down. Okay, now it should roughly balance about then if I have it right. How does it balance? It's going up a little bit. Okay, so it's kind of set in an area where I can move it around to aim the pistol in the device. So the next thing to do is to put the pistol in the device. But first I'd like to point out some of the components of it here. Let's point it straight out this way. So here is the trigger mechanism. This trigger mechanism is electronically actuated through several different devices that we're working on. The one I'm going to demonstrate today is a sip and puff device. And by loosening this thumb screw here, this falls off to the side, and that bears the clamp for the handgun pistol grip to be clamped in there, and then the barrel to rest here. Once the handgun is in, you slide this up, adjust it so it's at the trigger at the right point, and then tighten this down again. Cut.
Do we want to put this back up?
I want it down as far as you can get it. Down. Okay, go ahead. Now we're going to put the pistol in to the grip. It slides in there, and we want it to get down in there as good as we can. And then clamp it. And wrap the Velcro around the trigger guard. Gives us a little protection from it coming out during recoil. Then we'll rotate the trigger device. Just go forward a little bit. There you go. And tighten that down.
Okay.
So that's the way this complicated device is set up, uh, it's already pre-adjusted for me to shoot these type of pistols. It does take a little work to get these access points adjusted correctly. There's a lot of weight adjustments. Right now it's set on the lightest that you can. If you move it all the way back here, it's for holding large rifles. And then there's a lot of heightness adjustments too. If you move this all the way down, it'll go way up, or if you were shooting a shotgun at birds or something. But it is fairly easy to sight in once you get the weight balanced, because you just look through the sights and that's it. So next we'll show you how the trigger actuator works and pulls the trigger for you.
This
Going
doesn't
around
have
the
a
hallway
battery.
and
It doesn't have a battery plug in, right?
do this side of it. Okay, now it's going to come up here first, Ronnie.
Okay. And it's red to red, black to black.
Figure that all by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, now we put it here last time. This is the sip and puff trigger device. Why don't you turn it the other way?
This way.
Sure.
Battery is low.
Okay. And then we'll hook that up to the trigger. And then we want to curl that thing up so that I can get my mouth on it. I think it's too close, but that'll do for now.
Okay.
Now, the actuator, this device right here, gets plugged into a 12-volt DC power supply. For this purpose, I'm using a card battery jumper. I haven't quite gotten to the point yet where I have it plugging into my wheelchair. And there's a switch right here that turns it on and off, and it lights up when it's off and on. There's a round switch in the back. There you go. Put the trigger pulling device and position it for the trigger. Now that's about right as far as the angle goes, so you can tighten this down. Then we need to loosen this up a little and lower the device so that it hits more at the bottom of the pistol.
Up a little.
That ought to do it. Now if everything goes right, we got power here. When we take the safety off, you should fire it. Just like that. Go ahead and rack it to simulate cycling. Again. Sighting. Bang. So we'll slowly disassemble this to give you a backward approach to how it's put together. Holly, can you go out to the front, please? Okay, go ahead. We'll start by rotating out. Okay. Let's disconnect the power contributor device. Okay, pull that off. That lifts off. Hello. That lifts off. Your lefty-loosey, righty-tighty doesn't work backwards, does it? And that's how we assemble and disassemble the BE Adaptive pistol module. We'll take it to the range, do some shooting with it, and give you a live fire example of how it functions. Thanks.